Be careful buying body armor on the internet. I'm going to tell you why some manufacturers will tell you that every single one of these plates here is a 3+ plate, even though they all do completely different things. And if you don't read the fine print, you're going to get screwed. First, let's start with what a level 3 plate even is. Now, it's important to remember a level 3 plate is only what NIJ prescribes it to be, which is 6 hits of M80 NATO. Now, that's basically a 147 grain 308 type round. The presumption under that test is that, of course, if it stops a 308 full metal jacket round, it will also stop something like a 5.56 full metal jacket round. And that's generally true. However, as we know with steel plates over the past several years, people have routinely penetrated these with normal 5.56 full metal jacket rounds. And today, it's even more dangerous because these new shell shock rounds are showing up everywhere. And these are routinely pushing 200 to 400 feet per second faster out of the same gun than normal 5.56. But the real reason we buy 3+ plates is, of course, M855 green tip. Really good at penetrating soft armor and fully polyethylene plates, available in pretty much every gun store in the entire country, ubiquitous. And of course, it's fired from the United States' favorite rifle, the AR-15, of which there are unknown amounts across the country. So some of the most ubiquitous ammo from the most ubiquitous firearm in the entire country will routinely penetrate a plain level 3 plate. And that's why we do 3+ plates, because we really want this protection from green tip. Of course, the real problem with that is that on a steel plate, you're kind of losing M193 protection, so maybe you're going to step up to a composite plate. But there's a problem with that too. Some manufacturers will tell you that a normal level 3 plate, which is pure polyethylene and contains no ceramic, is a 3+ plate. Because their theory is that because steel fails M193, which is assumed to be covered under M80 as a subordinate threat, because their plate that's plain level 3 will stop this round, which it's assumed to do, that now makes it a 3+ plate. And if you don't read the fine print on their website, you wouldn't know that down at the bottom it says, well, it won't stop M855. Why would they do that? Well, it lets them line up their plate next to everybody else's, and it says, we have a 3.5 pound 3+ plate, and it's $300, as though they've done something very special here. In fact, they're just being very tricky with their language and throwing nomenclature around in order to confuse you on purpose in order to sell you a plate that doesn't necessarily do something that you want. Now, if all that seems confusing, you're not crazy. It's people sort of playing both sides of the line and going, technically, I can get a product certified that doesn't really meet the colloquial expectation of what a plate does. And NIJ noticed this, and that's one of the things that they did in the new NIJ 07 standard. Now, if you've followed RMA the past couple of years, you've probably noticed that we've started switching a lot of our rating system nomenclature away from NIJ 06 levels like 3, 3+, and 4, and moving it towards NIJ 07 ratings of RF1, RF2, and RF3. The reason for that is because the new standards create a clear delineation about what a plate does or doesn't do, and gets rid of all this monkey business with plates that don't defeat M193 or plates that don't defeat M855, and all being called the same rating. So finally, the buyer's advice coming out of all of this, I know it's very confusing, there's a lot of terminology here, but if you're in the market for a 3+ plate because our 1165 5.5 pound level 4 plates are still too heavy for you, make sure that you buy one that's rated RF1, RF2, or RF3, so you know exactly what you're getting. Because if you just buy something labeled 3+, it's a toss-up. Make sure you read the fine print.